Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is Three Buck Theater, and this is not necessarily one that I wanted to cover because I feel like it's more of an incident that's still developing. But a lot of people have been asking my take on it, and that has everything to do with the whole story about Ezra Miller apparently choking a woman in a bar fight. And this is a video that has come out, and a lot of people are talking about it, and a lot of people are condemning Ezra Miller right off the bat. But we don't know the whole story. It doesn't look good. I'm going to be honest with you. It doesn't look good for him at all. Period. Point blank. Full stop. Nothing about it looks good. And quite frankly, if what we are learning to be true is true, then yeah, no, screw this guy. This was definitely something he should not have done 100%. But let's take a look here at the video in question.
Learn it? Did you want to fight? Is that the deal? Whoa, bro. Fight? Learn it? Did you want to fight? Is that the deal?
As we can see right now, it does appear like he is grabbing this woman and he is just throwing her to the ground. But at the same time, if you watch her response before getting into it, she looks like she's kind of gearing up to come at him. In fact, she actually steps into his space and then he responds, although we don't quite know just all that happened, so we're going to have to wait and see. The Variety article here goes on to say that Ezra Miller appears to have choked the woman in a bar in Iceland in a video that surfaced on late Sunday night. Despite confusion online whether the video was a joke, with memes already emerging on Twitter where Miller's name has been trending, a source at the establishment, this is the bar where it took place, has confirmed to Variety that this was a serious altercation at the bar and that the man whom they identify as Miller was escorted off the premises. The 7-second video shows a man saying, "Oh, you want to fight? That's what you want to do?" A young woman who appears to be jokingly preparing herself for a fight is smiling. Miller then grabs her and throws her to the ground. We saw this already. Now, Variety did confirm that the incident took place at about 6 p.m. on April 1st at a trendy bar in Iceland that Miller frequents when he is in town. There have been no previous incidences involving the actor. According to a source at the bar, the altercation took place after the individual identified as Miller was confronted by a group of eager fans who were quite pushy. Things then escalated with Miller losing his temper at one woman in particular, and I believe that's what we saw in the video itself. The staff escorted the actor off the premises, and so far, no one is really saying anything about it. No one is really talking about it from a studio perspective. In fact, I would argue that the coronavirus situation has probably really actually helped Ezra Miller, at least in regards to the blowback from this at a studio level, because no one's in the office to react. However, some more details appeared on Twitter from the person saying here, the Sentry on Instagram, saying, "This is awkward. Why is he grabbing her by the throat and taking her to the ground? Why is she play fighting with an actor while in Iceland? Why is he wearing sandals in the snow?" All of these things are actually pretty fascinating. Groovy LPS here says, "Because he's an effing psycho and spit on me and 2 other staff members after the fact multiple times. He was showing her his scars from all the fights he'd been in, and she said, 'I could beat you up.' He's obviously a moron. After my friend and I threw him off her, he was standing barefoot outside for at least 10 minutes while the bouncers waited for the cops to pick him up." But you see, if you think about that, it's saying like, she was saying, "I could beat you up." It almost appears like he maybe interpreted that as a threat, which is not always the right thing. And maybe that's what he thought when she was coming at him. This doesn't condemn him. In fact, in my mind, it kind of exonerates him as being just a drunken bar experience where there was a massive miscommunication that ended in a choke slam, which again should not have happened, but that's kind of what this is implying. Going on here, the person who posted the original video says, "Okay, I'm exposing Ezra Miller because he just attacked my friend after she jokingly challenged him to a fight. He took it way too seriously and choke slammed her to the ground. Not okay." Going on to say, "After the boys pulled him off of her and they were restraining him, Ezra proceeded to spit at my brother and the bartender. What a guy." Okay, fine. I get what they're saying here. They're trying to smear him as being the villain. Obviously, like, the friend had nothing, nothing wrong happen here. She was just, joking around. He took it too far. But let's look at this from his perspective really quick, because you figure he's drunk, he's at a bar, he's talking to some fans, they get into the subject of fighting, they get into the subject of all this stuff. She says, "I could beat you up." She then starts coming for him. Perhaps he interprets that as actually being a challenge. And then when they pulled him off of her because it was a joke and maybe he didn't get it, he then reacted by spitting and yelling at them until the bouncers got rid of him. Again, none of this looks good. None of this looks great. None of this is amazing. But as we start kind of piecing together the story from eyewitness accounts who were there, we can kind of look at it and see that both parties are at fault. You've got Ezra Miller, for some reason, in sandals in the snow, being drunk and being stupid. Someone jokingly says they could kick his ass. He might interpret that as being a threat. She then starts coming at him as he's saying, is this a fight? Is this what you want to do? Which is what we heard him say, and we see her moving towards him. He could interpret that as being an aggressive behavior, and he was just defending himself. So then the question becomes, is Warner Brothers going to pull him off of The Flash? Is Warner Brothers going to pull him off a Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them franchise? The answer to that is most likely no. If you want my honest opinion on this one, I would look at it and say probably not going to happen. Warner's understands that this is not going to be a good PR situation, but at the same time, it happened during a shutdown, so they probably are, going to be able to kind of let this one slide under the rug. Ezra will most likely issue a statement giving his half of the story, which is something we don't have yet. And even though all the Karens on Twitter are coming out trying to cancel Ezra for something we don't have full context on, we're going to have to wait on the full judgment. Granted, I am taking more of his side based upon what I read in regards to the witness statements, that there were just misinterpreted jokes and that he potentially felt threatened. Again, don't know for certain, but that's what it feels like is going on here. Either way, if you want to, my summary of everything boils down to this: both parties are at fault. Both parties are stupid. Both parties should not be drinking and talking about this kind of stuff, and both parties need to probably 100% apologize to each other. However, the likelihood of Ezra getting an apology is not going to happen, but Ezra is going to have to issue an apology because that is just the way the game is played. But I want to hear your thoughts on this one. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Somewhere in the middle. Let me know down in the comment section. I'll talk to you guys all later. Have yourself a great day. Thank you again for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and peace out.